We are the black sheep. I was struggling. When's the best time to start your business as a mother? Right now. Welcome back to the Beast Den. My name is Sloan the Beast, and today we are going to be helping you decide when is the best time for you to start your business as a mom. Whether you're a new mom or you're already well on your way, today we're going to talk about the factors that are going to impact your decision on whether or not you start your business in 2023. All right, so welcome to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Sloan the Beast. I help you find synergy in your unique family dynamic so that you can run your business and raise your babies without compromises, allowing you to curate your dream life. If that's your jam, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So I want to preface this by saying there is no best time. That timing of when you are ready to pursue your passions really is just a decision. It is just a mindset shift that you have to make. And ultimately, it is up to you how committed you are to the process. I think the most beautiful part about entrepreneurship is the fact that it is a marathon and not a race, which means that your pace and the speed at which you grow your business and achieve whatever your perceived success is, that is completely unique to you. You do not have to be working at 100 all of the time. If as a mom, your rate is, 50%, that's totally fine. You have the absolute freedom to do whatever works for your family, for you, and of course, your unique circumstances. A little bit about me. I am a mom of 4. I am a multi-business owner. My husband and I have had barbershops forever. It seems like I've had a grant writing business for the past 2.5 years. I am the manager of my 10-year-old's business, which is Mika TNT. She creates press-on nails for trendy teens. So I know a little bit about running a business while having multiple children. I also homeschool. So creating a dynamic that makes sense for me and a structure that makes sense for me has been extremely important. I didn't want the 12-step productivity programs. That stuff doesn't work for me. I needed something that was easy for me to follow. And so I've created a system that I think will really help you. And if you're interested in that, there's a freebie down below. But here are some factors that I looked at and I want you to consider as well. The first one is time availability. What does that mean? How much time are you willing to prioritize your business? How much time are you willing to allocate in prioritizing learning the skills that you need so that you can excel in your business? Learning how to, create content, learning how to just up level your packaging, for example. Whatever it is, how much time are you willing to prioritize the growing of your business? And again, this is going to look completely different depending on where you're at in your motherhood journey. Maybe you are mom to a newborn and that looks like, carving time out from when your child is napping, right? Or maybe this looks like just staying up an hour or two later, getting up an hour or two earlier so that you can get those things done. So time availability is, again, really subjective to you and the time that you are willing to set aside and allocate and prioritize growing the skills and doing the things that you need to do to push your business forward. Childcare. As a homeschool mom, childcare and where I was putting my children was really important. Not all of my children go to daycare, which by the way is with their grandmother, but not all of my children go to daycare. I actually homeschool my 2 eldest, so they're with me 98% of the time, but childcare may be a significant factor for you as a mom. And if it's not childcare, maybe it's school. Are your children in school? Are they of childcare age, or are they at home all the time with you? So these are things that you have to think about when you are creating the structure of where's your time going to go, where's your energy going to go. All of those things, they matter. So you really want to consider, okay, am I putting my child in a daycare maybe 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day so that, I can get this work done. Maybe one time a week, I'll put them in schools or in daycare so that I can, get as much work done as possible. Just a couple factors for you to consider. Your support system. And this one is huge. This one for me has been the biggest game changer because my husband is extremely supportive. He is an entrepreneur as well, which of course helps when I have to make investments in myself, when I have to make decisions where I have to prioritize my business, and maybe I need him to step up in different areas. So what does your support system look like? Really ask yourself that, sometimes, especially new moms, we're so timid to ask for help because, well, we want to seem like we can take this, we could do this. Especially, myself as a mom of four, I really struggle with this. A lot of my friends, a lot of people in my community, they will say, wow, you're super mom because you do so much. And I really came to hate that term because it meant that I had to have a certain level of strength all of the time. And it really inhibited me from asking for help a lot of times where I was struggling. I was drowning out of ego and living up to this name. I wouldn't ask for help. I want you to be real about what does your support system look like? How can you leverage it? And how can you push your ego aside so that you can get the assistance that you need so that you can pursue this vision that's been put on your heart? Flexibility. This one is my personal favorite because we are the black sheep. I'm Dominican, my husband's Puerto Rican, and we do things completely opposite to traditions and to even the way that my upbringing was. We're different. We run our life from a very different flow. We homeschool, for example. No one else in our family homeschools. No, and not even just homeschool. We're very like unschool, where our methods are distinct. And so you have to be very flexible. We do a lot of things on the go. We're super duper relaxed and really flexible and go with the flow. And this is important because business is an evolution. We talked about business being a marathon. It's an evolution. It's going to change. Things are going to come up. And what are your reactions going to be? How are you going to respond to these opportunities that enable you to step into being the CEO that you want to be? And you are. All you got to do is make that choice. And I'll give you an example of that. Most recently, I had to make a really difficult business decision. And while a part of me was like, man, I've put so much money into this project. I've put so much energy into the project. Like, this really sucks. Yeah, it does suck. It does suck. But also, as a 7-figure CEO, I have to think, how would that version of me respond in that situation? What are the factors that she would be looking at when deciding whether or not she was going to move forward with that project? And so I had to really analyze, like, okay, what makes sense, high level, right? What are we doing? And I made my decision from that place. And so when we talk about, like, I want to be a 6-figure CEO, that's great, but how does the 6-figure CEO version of you respond? You have to be flexible. You have to be willing to adapt to the changes that are being thrown your way. And in motherhood, we know that this is a fact. Sometimes we make plans to go out with our kids to a fancy restaurant and we're like, this is gonna be amazing. I'm gonna have such a good time. And then you get there and your kids are acting like zoo animals. And you gotta be flexible, right? You gotta be flexible and say, you know what? We're gonna rock with this. Like, this is what it is, and I'm not gonna let this ruin my experience, right? Be flexible in your journey. Mindset is everything in entrepreneurship, and it's not something that I feel is talked about enough. If there's one thing that I would say you need to invest in before even starting your business, or even after starting your business, if there's one thing that you have to be consistently investing in, it's your mindset. It is your mindset evolution. It is your mindset growth. You have to have fortitude of the mind to withstand all of the waves that you are going to experience in motherhood and in business, right? Because again, we talked about this being a synergy. We talked about this being super integrated into one another. We're not going to compartmentalize our life, right? Why? This is all one and the same. These are all opportunities that we've been given. And I want to tell you that if you feel like, man, I really want to start a business, it's because that's what you're meant to do. It's because that desire was put in your heart for a reason, not for you, but for the people that you're going to impact. And by not starting this business, you're actually doing a huge disservice to the woman, to the man, to the teenager, to the child who really needs to hear your story, who needs the product and the solution that you offer. So when's the best time to start your business as a mother? Right now. Stick it out. Stay with it. Even if you got to slow down, movement is still movement, baby. You keep going. I want you to check out the freebie down below. I created it specifically for moms who want to start businesses but are really struggling in finding some sort of dynamic in your unique situation. Mompreneurs exist for a reason, and it's because we have an incredible power and ability to do the things that no one else on earth really literally can. So if that's your jam, get it down below, totally free. And I will see you in the next episode. Sweet nightmares, Beast Fam.